my name is Barry. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is June 10th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. I'm giving this new microphone, it's like supposed to be a very good microphone, another shot. If it doesn't work, I will stop using it and return it and go back to the old method. So hopefully it works for you today. Again, I'm going to cover the search news of the past week. So first up, we got a lot of the SEO weather tools are again showing major changes in Google. What I think is happening really is that the weather tools are actually not able to actually accurately anymore, figure out what's going on with Google because either Google's blocking them or manipulating with them. That's what I think what's going on, because clearly there's no way we had 91 degrees weather on Thursday, June 2nd. Nobody really, it was like a ghost town. Nobody was really talking about anything in terms of the rankings changing or anything around that. So I think it's just weirdness around that, and I don't think that those weather tools are accurate at this point. I'm hoping they will be in the future, but right now they just seem completely off to me. There is some discussion around zombie users. And we've been discussing the zombie users for a long time now. And it's basically like Google sending people to your website that act like zombies, they don't make purchases, they don't convert, and this happens in spikes. So like for 6 hours you get a ton of traffic and nothing happens. The next 6 hours, the same amount of traffic, the same traffic levels, but those users convert. And this is something that people have been talking about for a long time now, probably about 6 months or more now. And one person actually said he thinks it's more about maybe a likely buyer's algorithm, where Google's going to show different results to people who Google thinks is more likely to buy, and show them maybe more shopping-related results or so forth. And because of that, maybe that's what's happening. Again, this is very confusing. It's been going on for a long time. Google even talked about it, and it's really hard to know exactly what's going on. But there's one more theory for you. We posted our monthly Google Webmaster Report. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you can definitely catch up on the whole month if you missed it. Over here, we had an update to the mobile-friendly algorithm. Google gave us a status update on Penguin, finally. Google dismissed any algorithm updates in the past, even though we've been showing some things going on for a while. Google did tell us that the page speed for mobile is coming. Google talked about a real-time indexing update, and we have lots of other things going on. So I'm not going to cover it all here, but again, definitely take a look at that to learn more. This past week, there was a lot of discussion around Hillary Clinton and how Google might be manipulating the Google search results, specifically the autocompletions, in favor of Hillary Clinton. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't have access to Google's autocomplete algorithm. The evidence out there, or the stuff that people are showing, is pretty convincing. I'm sure most people who read that will believe that Google's actually manipulating this Google search results and the algorithm and the autocomplete specifically. I don't think that's the case because it's fairly easy to manipulate it yourself as a SEO. Not fairly easy, but it is possible. So I definitely cover some of the reports showing where Google is manipulating the search results, and then some people saying why it's not. So definitely take a look at that. I have no opinion either way. Honestly, I completely hate politics. I just want to control what I can control, which is not who's necessarily going to be elected. I can have a say in that, but it's not under my control. And I can do what I can do about myself, not about necessarily the political world and what people feel about that. I just hate how heated people get about it. I understand why they do, but it's just something I don't want to get into. So let's move on from that. And I apologize, I'm really congested. I will be congested probably for the next month or so. That's typically how I am after I get sick. Anyway, here's some more SEO tips. Google says hreflang, the markup you add to your website to communicate what localized regional versions of your website you have. So if you have if you have a .com, a .de, a .co.il, a .co.uk, you're able to reference which one should be used at which point using the hreflangs. But Google said it doesn't improve your rankings. It will just swap out a .com listing, for example, with the .co.uk if you're in the UK. It basically gives Google the idea, the information of what URL you want listed when you do rank. So again, it doesn't really help you rank. It just gives Google the ability to say this URL should rank, this localized version of the URL should rank over the .com. That's the short answer, at least. Google said that migrating to a keyword TLD like .SEO, .attorney, .whatever is not going to help you improve your rankings. Although there was one sponsored article at Search Engine Land, which is obviously some place that I write, talking about how one attorney saw his rankings go skyrocket after he switched from a .com to a .attorney TLD. Of course, Gary from Google said, but my study is based on this one domain. Your study might be flawed. John Mueller said this is not the case. He said changing domain names isn't trivial. There's a lot of work involved. I don't recommend doing that for vague promises. Then he said, just a reminder, keyword TLDs do not give any advantage or disadvantage in search, etc., etc., etc. So we do know that keywords and URLs do have a small ranking factor. Maybe Google specifically saying the TLD keyword has no ranking factor at all, but it is interesting to see the debate around that over here. Talking about debate, Google again said that they do not use social media for rankings. They don't look at Twitter, they don't look at Facebook, they don't look at Google Pluses, specifically for organic rankings directly. Obviously, there is a correlation between things that are shared more typically rank higher because they're shared more and because more people notice it and because people want to see it. Google's algorithms are able to figure that out. But Google again said they do not use that directly in their ranking algorithm. Google again said blocking the US users will also block Googlebot from indexing it. Even though just recently, in January I believe, Google said they have a local aware Googlebot, which means Googlebot could technically crawl from outside the US. But again, if you're blocking the US, you're probably going to block Googlebot because most of Googlebot traffic comes from the US. Is there a way around that? John Mueller said without cloaking, which is against their guidelines, the only way around that is to actually have content that is available in the US so that Googlebot can actually index it. Google says they have no plans on adding a disavow link testing tool. This comes because John Mueller also gave advice on how to manage disavow link file issues, which is linked to in this article over here, where if you do have a improperly encoded URL that Google can't read in the disavow file, it won't block it, obviously. And then games like, why don't you make a disavow debugging tool so people can know if there are syntax issues or encoding issues with the URLs? And John Mueller said it's not really an issue. I don't think we're gonna do that because we don't really see that to be a major issue for webmasters. Yesterday, Google posted that they want to make spam reporting easier and fun. So they posted on the Google Plus area. So we like to learn more about that to improve our process and make your reporting easier and fun. They asked you fill out a form. The form asks you to fill out some questions around how often do you do spam reports, what motivates you to do them, which segment do you mostly report in, how could we enable you to spot these spammy sites better, and have you ever wanted to tell the web spam team directly something and not be able to? And Google's then going to use this feedback to potentially even speak to you about it, as well as potentially make this form better. We've covered this in the past, but I always ask, do you report spam to Google? And before, it used to be most people did not, and now it seems like most people are. There was a lot of ethical debates around, do you tell a friend back in the old days of SEO? And now as SEO is much bigger, I guess there's no more friends in this space. So Bing is now going to support expanded text ads because Google announced they actually have now expanded text ads. So for Bing to stay on par and be able to import the Google AdWords keywords, which they do all the time, they have to support expanded text ads as well. And Bing announced that they are going to support it in the very near future. So that's good. Apple announced that they're getting search ads in the App Store. So if you search for a keyword using the App Store app, you can actually see ads. This is what it looks like. The sponsored ads over here, and you can create campaigns. Here's a screenshot of the campaign builder, and here's the reporting edges. So that's pretty cool that the Apple's getting into search ads. Big News launched a pub hub, which basically allows you to submit your publisher site, your news website, to Bing in a more efficient manner. This is what it looks like. You can definitely submit your news site by going to this post and clicking on the Google News pub hub, and you'll be able to submit your news site over there. Yahoo is testing a new search bar. This was covered by Ruben Gomez. Here is a screenshot showing the search bar at the top here. You see the magnifying glass, you see it's more spacious than the old one, which has search, magnifying glass. It's much thinner. This is more spacious. Google is testing a more material design UI on their desktop results. So we covered this multiple times in the past about the card style results, but you can actually see it better here where Google's testing a gray background on their homepage versus a white background on their homepage, as you can see over here. And finally, Google is testing a new mobile version of their people also ask for, also search for, and this is what it looks like as an animated GIF. You can see here, the people also search for is going to be like slid back and forth. It's pretty cool UI for that. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Just a little note, I will be offline starting tonight through Monday night. I will not be writing on Monday. I might schedule a couple things here and there for Monday, but I'm not writing live. So if Penguin does launch over the weekend, I might not see it, and I might not report about it until Tuesday or Monday night. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is a Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 10th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.